So when we think about our country, we often think about the geopolitics, the political situation, the political landscape, the protests and all the issues. What we really don't think about, and this is very, very important, we don't think about how the country is affecting our health, right? If there is health, good health, then you're going to be happy, you're going to have a good life, and you're going to be very successful in life. But if your health is poor, you're not going to be as successful otherwise. So it's very important to have access to countries that automatically have a very positive influence on the well-being, right? You're automatically going to be more energized or energetic towards working out, being healthy, being fit, access to good resources, access to a place which is stress free. It has low levels of stress. So the first thing you got to analyze in your country is what are the stress levels? Are there protests going on? Are there political issues going on? Are you happy with your country? Are you happy with the people, what they're doing in your country? If your answer to those questions is yes, then that's a really bad country. A second example would be, let's say, a South Asian dictatorship, right? Just less access to any fun activities all the time. You're surrounded by stress. And the other big thing that affects a lot of these South Asian dictatorships is the extremely high population. Now, when the population is high, so let's say it's your family, right? There are five siblings. Just think about the stress that adds automatically. There's financial stress, right? There are constant disagreements of fights and whatnot. On the contrary, if there are two children in a family, then that's much more happier because there's less fights, more freedom, more peace in the family. So same is applicable to a country. If your country is tiny, which is packed with a lot of people, massive amount of the population is massive, then automatically you aren't going to be happy because there's going to be fights for the resources, the existing resources. So first, truthfully say, okay, yes, that country is a mess. You don't believe in it, whether it's a Western country, Asian country, Muslim country, that is not important. What's important is your truthful answer to that question. So once you have the answer as yes, then you gotta pick what is the best country. I'm going to name five countries which are the best countries to move to. They have a very good, solid, strong passport. They're beautiful, solid, strong countries. The immigration is fairly straightforward. You can acquire their citizenship, and the citizenship is going to be the best citizenship you can think of. Plus, is going to directly affect your health, your well-being, your good life factor, right? Your family, and you're going to be super happy because of all these things. The number one country I would like to talk about is the Netherlands. Now, it has English, so you don't have to worry about the language issue. It has extremely high proficiency of English in the country. So that's the first advantage. The second advantage is it's a beautiful, safe country. You're not going to have any safety issues. The people inside the country, the population of the country is good looking. They're beautiful people. So you have beautiful men and women around. So you're socializing amongst good looking, fit people. And when I say good looking, one of the biggest things I'm talking about the fitness levels, right? You don't want obese people. And when I say obese, not through the disease, obese by choices, right? Your eating choices, your eating habits. If you're going to have poor hygiene, poor eating habits, a person is going to be obese. We're trying to avoid those kind of people, right? We want fit, healthy people around us. That adds positivity. It starts making you think like them. You want to fit in the crowd, so you're going to automatically start dressing up well. You're going to start dressing up stylish, and you're also going to start working out even more. So all of those factors are there in Netherlands. Property prices are cheap. And let's talk about the immigration. How do you get into Netherlands? Now, the first and the easiest way is for Americans, right? There's the DAFT Treaty, the Dutch American Friendship Treaty. It's a simple business application, right? You start a business, $4,000 approximately in that business, and you have an access, a flexible residency to gain. If you don't qualify, if you're not an American, then the second easiest way is via a hack. And I've talked about this hack several times on my channel, and this is an indirect route to the Netherlands option in future, and this is through the overseas Dutch territory of Curacao. Now, if you invest in a property, the value is very, very low. It's 280K, right? 280K in a beautiful property in Curacao, and this automatically qualifies you for the Curacao Golden Visa. The residency is flexible. There's some flexibility to travel to Netherlands, and eventually the citizenship that you get through this is the full Dutch citizenship, and then you have access to not only Netherlands but the entire EU. Now, if you want to directly acquire the Netherlands citizenship to begin with, then there's a Netherlands Golden Visa. Not a lot of people invest in this because the threshold is very high. Most people would not think of this as a good investment. They're looking at a couple of $1 million, and that's the reason why the Curacao route makes a lot of sense if you're looking at the Dutch territory access to the Netherlands. The second on the list that I would like to talk about is Ireland. Now, Ireland gets you EU, Ireland gets you UK, and of course, a lot of access, right? Rich, solid, strong access. It's one of the sexiest looking passports. It's a red passport. Beautiful document, a great citizenship, high levels of English proficiency, right? So you're not going to be left out there. Good looking people, fit people, less people. That's what you want, right? So you can work out, in your fitness, you can be outdoors more often, you can enjoy all the Irish pubs and bars as long as you're staying fit. So you have all those ingredients for a great and good life in that country. And the way to get Irish option is through business. They are promoting a lot of startup entrepreneurs. There are a lot of resources that are available to you if you go through that route. I've covered a lot of related material on my channel. You can browse through the library and get more information. So Ireland is a beautiful option. The citizenship is slightly longer, but if you're looking to physically spend your time inside of Ireland, then 5 years to 7 years is the time frame that you're looking at, right, to maintain your residency and then be eligible to apply for citizenship. So although it's a long route to citizenship, this is one of the best countries to physically be inside, spend your time, and have that wonderful access to a country. If you're not looking for citizenship, the business option still gives you that residency access to this market. So this is the second best citizenship on the list. Now, I would like to talk about something slightly different, a non-EU option. A lot of people who call me already have a US passport or a Canadian passport or a UK passport. They've been to all these places. They have the access. So they want a diversified option, something off the radar, right? Slightly disconnected. And there, I think number 3 on my list is Serbia. Now, this thing makes a lot of sense, right? They have opened up the immigration. There's some lot of exciting changes, which I have been continuously covering on my channel. And if you have missed out on all these changes, make sure to subscribe and turn on that bell notification. So if there's any change, any tweak, any update to any of the programs, you are the first one to be notified. Now, with Serbia, there are 2 options. There's citizenship by exception, which is an immediate citizenship. Now, not everyone qualifies for this one, right? There's some specific criteria. We do work with attorney who files a citizenship by exception. This is an exceptional circumstances. This is not a common circumstances. Now, if you're interested in the normal or this route or want to discuss any of the other residencies, you can always click the link, book a call, and we can have the right discussion, see if you qualify and get you started with the options of your choice. Now, the normal route in Serbia is through a property purchase. It does not really matter which location you're purchasing the property. Novi Sad is one of the most preferred locations for expats, and the property prices don't matter. It could be 25K, 20K, whatever your budget affords, right? It should be a place where you can live. You get this property and you immediately qualify for a temporary residency. You're looking at a permanent residency in 3 years, and then obviously you can apply for your citizenship eventually in Serbia. A beautiful option, good looking people, a sexy red passport, not as good as the Irish or the Netherlands passport, but this looks as good, right? So you can't go wrong with Serbia. Number 4 on my list, I'm going to shift focus to Latin Americas, and it is Argentina. Now, this one is number 4 because citizenship in Argentina can happen in just 2 years. And this is one of the hot favorite these days with Javier Milei. The situation is slightly better than before. Everyone is optimistic, right, about him leading the country. So suddenly Argentina is positive, a lot of interest. In 2 years you can acquire the citizenship, and there's so many ways to qualify for Argentina. Passive income, $2,000, you qualify. You do a student enrollment, you qualify. You have a medical situation, you want to get residency, you qualify. There's so many different ways you could qualify, and because of the demand, we are working with a lot of attorneys in Argentina to see what all options are available. So if this is of interest to you, we can definitely have that conversation. And Argentina is one country where I feel that the most beautiful people in the world, most beautiful in the way they look, the fitness aspect, the territory is beautiful. You have access to some really awesome places in Argentina. In 2 years, if you can become a citizen of Argentina, now this is one of the best things that can happen in your life. Again, this is not immigration advice. This is just my personal opinion. Number 5 also happens to be in Latin Americas, and it is Chile. Now, I have covered Chile extensively on my channel. This is a slightly longer route to citizenship. You're looking at 5 years, right, through the ordinary route. There's a fast track route to Chile as well, which happens in 2 years. If you have missed that video, you can go back and watch my detailed coverage on Chile. So this is number 5. The reason why I have this on number 5 is because it's less prettier than Argentina. It takes slightly longer than Argentina. One of the best things about the Chile passport is that it has access to the US. So from a passport strength perspective, it beats Argentina. It's a better citizenship. It's a better access document. But from the quality of life, the good life factor, Argentina takes the edge. So these are my 5 picks for citizenships, for a good life, for a healthy life, for a fit life. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. What's your favorite pick and why? And if you don't agree with these 5 choices, there's something else that you feel should have been on this list, then drop it in the comments down below. I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up and make sure you're subscribed, and catch you in the next one.